Alright, and we're gonna be hitting it off here on Twisted Meadows. Tara 521 or 120 also called, starting in the left top side of the map as Undead, of course. And Infi spawning on the bottom right, playing human and going for the first altar build. Obviously on Twisted Meadows, very, very good, very potent, and doesn't have the bad luck of spawning close to his opponent.
Yeah, so he will be able to pull off the laboratory creep very easily. I think he's going for the Archmage here. He could pull it off with Mountain King as well, I think, but he is going for the Archmage to do this creep spot here with the 2 water elementals and of course a lot of militia to get very close to level 3 if he's lucky enough to get a Tome of Experience, and of course one big item drops there as well. He'll join his Archmage with a few footmen, as humans always do, and 120's build order seems to be ghouls, right?
It's a Ted build order, the one we most of the time see against Undead, against human. Gonna be interesting to see if it's gonna be adding backpack, because that normally indicates that he wants to go more on the harassment, well, early harassment style, trying to interfere while he's doing the creep camp itself. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing that in just a minute, I suppose, because Infi, obviously one of the humans that loves to expand. In general, all the Chinese humans seem to be favoring that kind of play style. Hawk, for example, not really that much of an advocate of that.
Yeah, true, he likes to do rifle caster pushes, but he failed with it, so maybe the Chinese way to go is the better one.
And of course, rifle caster pushes we mean against Night Elf.
Yeah. So now he's doing the creep spot here with a big rock golem level 6 with 2 watermans, of course, and only militia support, no footmen just yet, but he is able to pull it off. No militia dying here, and there is the first item, Robe of the Maggie! Insane item for him, so now he has to be lucky with a tome as well, and he'll have a very strong Archmage very early on.
That's the best item for the early game. Harassing now will be super hard, because that's basically 1 more water elemental and 6 damage every hit the Archmage dishes out. And that is absolutely a big deal, guys, especially at this skill level where every little thing counts. Alright, here comes the DK, wants to try to snag some peasants, well, or just go onto the Archmage, very aggressive. But now trading hits is not that effective because of the Robe of the Magi. He's really strong, that Archmage. DK already lost more than 200 hit points. Trying to get 1 peasant back here, but it's not being microed back very well. And these skeletons, I don't believe, will be able to kill him. 1 or 2 more hits. Gets him, actually. So at least 25 experience. He is, however, doing quite a good job of not getting hit too much. He's staying out of range most of the time with a DK. If you just get hit constantly, at some point you will just have to run away.
But I think he shouldn't have called the Archmage early on. There was a peasant very badly hurt, so he could have coiled that one and get the second one who built the farm here. So not a perfect harass, but still very okay, I believe. Tier 3 tech by 120, the first fiends are coming out, nothing special here. The Archmage is going for a very early expansion, as we suggested earlier on.
Yeah, very standard Twisted Meadows. By the way, he did get backpack upgrade, so the first fiend should be bringing a new Rod of Necromancy very shortly. It is now leaving his main base, as we can see on the minimap, and trying to get the last hit. No, miscalculated. That's quite a big mistake. He easily had the time to click on it and see the hit points, and now he's just, look at this, Archmage always hitting the DK. He can finish the rest of the creep shot with your units only. When you're playing human against Undead, this is the way you want to do it on ladder. Just keep clicking on the DK with your Archmage, and your footmen and peasants or militia are strong enough to finish the creep spot by themselves, even though now everything is bloodlusted, so they actually do quite a bit of damage. And here comes the fiend with the Rod of Necromancy, but the DK can't really get in there to deal any damage because he is so low, because he's been hit all this time.
And of course he doesn't have the Unholy Aura, so the regeneration of the HP isn't available just yet, but he's able to delay the expansion here, because the creeps are just so strong here at the moment. Level 3, and nice steal, finally a coil that hits his target right on time.
Oh, but the DK now needs to be careful, down to 50 hit points, 1 more hit. Well, okay, Hearthstone is over, so after this game we're going to be waiting for this match stage match, I mean. And now the creeps have been killed. Look at this damage from the fireball. Nice block from the footman, but not quite successful.
Maybe his Archmage is trying to get another shot here if he misses. Yeah. Oh, 9 hit points, another fireball, and the DK goes down.
And I think he let him die intentionally because it was level 1, and healing that thing back up takes forever. But now, with no pressure at all for the next 2 minutes, Infi has all the time in the world to secure this expansion. This one Fiend and Skeleton are actually trying to deal a little bit more damage to the Archmage, who is dangerously low, and with the Coil Nova he can still easily die. So priority number 1 right now for Infi needs to be the shop for the Scroll of Regeneration, and I'm sure he's going to be adding that to his expansion very shortly.
Nice movements here by Infi, protecting his Archmage with this huge amount of footies, so the Fiend can get more shots on the first hero of Infi. Usual choice here, Slaughterhouse, no immediate tier 3 tag, he's going for the Lich right away and adding more Fiends. I think he didn't lose one Fiend yet, right?
No, no Fiends have been lost, but of course the DK died in return. Greater invulnerability, nice item, especially when you can dodge a coil with it. That's a lot of damage prevented. Level 4 already, that's going to be a lot of water elementals.
What is Infi going for? Okay, he's now going for tier 2. I think it's okay. The expansion is up and running. The first tower is coming up to dispel the skeletal warriors here. But now 120 has the time to gather some experience himself. He's going for the big rock golem. What is he doing? A big potion of invulnerability as well. So that's not the worst item when the Mountain King drops out of the altar.
But I'm not sure creeping that spot was the best decision for the Undead, because now his DK is low again because the creep spot is so tough to kill. And now again the DK will not be able to add much damage output to this army because it will have to stay back all the time. So Fiends will be tanking a lot of it. And the Archmage should be almost level 5 by now. And DK is still not level 3, already taking too many hits, down to 200 hit points already. Gets one ghoul, one footman finally. But the Fiend's also pretty low. Nova nicely used, hits 4 footmen, is able to kill 1 more because of that. Everything's really low. I think a Swallow of Healing would be really nice right now for WFC. The Archmage needs to be careful, however. He is not very tanky.
Yep, that is very true, but he can hide in his tower now, and he can call militia support to help him here. Tier 2 tech almost halfway done, and I don't know if it's the best decision here to add more pressure. Well, there is at least just one tower. We know Infi likes to build towers here, but everything is hurt and there's not much coils left, probably 3. But oh, Infi is hiring a Mauler here that it will add more damage to Terra's Fiends because of his normal attack type against medium defense type of the Fiends. And even Muddy the Mud Golem joins the fray.
Yeah, that's really nice for either dealing a lot of damage to the DK or to the Fiends. You can snipe things one by one, but of course it's very low on hit points in general. It just has a hit point pool of 240, so very, very easy to kill. Positioning is key with that unit. Now finally a Scroll of Regeneration being used by Infi, hiding behind his expansion. Only one tower there, that's quite ballsy actually. I guess he thought he had such a good early game. He's not gonna have to invest in a lot of defense, but that's also a way you can lose a lead if you just don't invest into defense enough, and that way you give your opponent a chance to come back. So let's see how it pays off. 3 water elementals with the level 2 aura and with the rope. This is definitely possible. Mud Golem, use of few slows, is now being killed, however. But there's a lot of army for the human to deal with the opposing force of the Undead. Now the Archmage needs to be careful, but Infi realizes it immediately, and the DK and the Fiends are doing their best. Kills a Mauler with the Nova, but that was the last bit of mana from the Lich.
Yeah, he has some coils left, that's very good, and of course the statue is supporting so much right now. No chance to focus it with the 2 water elementals because there's so much damage, but no Orb of Corruption yet. Finally level 3 on the DK is calling just another Fiend right on time. Second statue joins the army here to regenerate a little mana. The Lich desperately needs it, and he's not able to inflict some damage here to the peasant line or the towers.
Did the DK sell his town portal?
No.
I thought I saw that. The Archmage is way too far up in front, way too far up, but now he uses Healing Potion. Tier 2, that means that when Healing Potions are available, that means that Tier 2 has also been reached. He's waiting for the Mountain King to join his army, and that will add a lot of strength to it. Has 1 guard tower up right now, also very good for the defense of its expansion. One more coil being used. How many does he have left? Oh, Fiend borrow too late, and there's a Mountain King bolt onto the first Fiend, and it dies immediately. The next one might just get surrounded now, but a bolt is sure to follow in a second here when the footmen keep chasing, but they don't. But there's a bolt anyways. Water Elemental, Archmage, everything hitting the Fiend. Does he have a coil? Yes, he does. Saves it just barely, but as we can see, as the Mountain King joins the fray, the tide of battle seems to be shifting.
Yeah, definitely. The Mountain King, maybe the strongest hero against the Undead so far. Czechy is complaining so much about him, especially when you go Mountain King first. 3 Water Elementals now, the big water torrent as we call them. Infi bought a Shadow Priest here, but it gets killed immediately. Level 2 on the Lich, so he can eat his own units to regenerate some mana. But this is looking bad for Terra here right now, or 120. Because Infi's expansion is secure, he might be going for a destroyer push. Oh, very late tier 3. No orb available, no destroyers available. This is very strange tactics here by 120.
Yeah, there's also the possibility to stay on tier 2 and add meat wagons and continue with meat wagons and fiends and go to up to 60 or maybe even 70 supply and just try to destroy that expansion. But Infi has been playing very well, did not at all give the Undead a chance to do that. So now he has to switch up his playstyle, go late game, go maybe even a third hero, go orb, go destroyers, but he's still trying to deal damage. But look at Infi, he's going into the main base, and 120 cannot sacrifice too much of his economy right here, I don't think.
I would agree to that, but does he have to? He doesn't TP just right now. Okay, now he TPs, killing off 1 tower. No damage dealt to the expansion of Infi, and he forced the TP. Another 350 gold that Terra has to invest here. At least he didn't lose an Acolyte just yet. That's good.
And he also gets 1 Spellbreaker in return. But that's not too big of a deal. Infi is actually staying a long time here. Kills one statue. That's very good against the Destroyer push. But now I think it's time to get out. Needs to TP probably soon with his Archmage or Invulnerability Potion. Alright, and that will save his life.
Already held his arm up to coil the Archmage, but Potion of Invulnerability, you can't do shit against it. And now he's killing the Breaker, and the Lich immediately needs a level 3.
9 HP on that footman. Just does he get the statue?
Oh, so close!
2 hit points. Oh man, that was really, really on the edge. Ghouls chasing out too far. Easy pickings, of course, for the Mountain King and the Archmage. Alright, now this is where it counts. Now the destroyers are gonna hit. We have no Griffin Aviaries just yet. Probably for Dragonhawks against the destroyers triple Griffin Aviary.
I think Paladin. He's just going Griffins.
I think he's gonna, maybe both, but definitely a few Dragonhawks, because if you just go Griffins, destroyers are really, really pesky. But we'll see, we'll see. Solo creeping right now by the Mountain King. How far along is he? Level 2. Just been reached. Another Boots of Speed, of course not the best, but probably for the Paladin, so that's helpful, definitely.
Still no level 3 on the Lich, but finally he was able to get his orb to focus things down a bit. I hope that 120 has web. We didn't see the upgrade here. Animal War training, of course, so that might speak for more Griffins. Lots of towers here in the base to secure the castle here. The first Desi push with some mana here. Nice Nova on the repairing peasants, but he's only able to take 1 tower out. Mass repair again. What is coming out here? Dragonhawks and 2 Griffins.
Alright, the destroyers are actually really low on health, and there's not going to be much more coils, I suppose. 1 more Fiend being picked off. Very nice by Infi, picking off the reinforcements. He knows that army of the Undead is pretty strong right now. He wants to get more time, secure more time for his flying units, which will be popping out of the Griffin Aviaries. And he's actually running towards the main base of 120, being very patient here in his defense. Of course, the 2 Masonry upgrades helping a great deal.
Yeah, and I don't think the Arcane Sanctum is that important to him right now, because he switched tactics and transitioned to Griffin.
Exactly. The Undead is killing a lot of peasants right here, but honestly, the most important buildings are still standing. The castle, obviously, and the Griffin Aviaries. And farms, well, you can just rebuild them at his expansion. And towers are being repaired. 1 destroyer falls to a tower. That's not supposed to happen. But he did lose 1 right here. Does, however, kill the tower finally. But now getting inside this base is kind of weird. Looks a little clumsy. 1 destroyer only to defend this main base. Shop is being killed, so no more statues. as long as that shop is not rebuilt. Oh, nice cloud against the towers. Now they can't shoot, they're disabled for the duration of the cloud, and that's the GG from 120, seeing no chance to come back in this game and overcome Infi with his big economy advantage. And Infi once again playing really well, especially in position-wise.